Alright, I just got back from The Gift, and I actually really enjoyed this movie. For a first outing from Joel Edgerton, this is actually a really decent suspense flick. So basically, The Gift is about this married couple, Jason Bateman and I have no idea who any other people in this movie were besides Jason Bateman, in all honesty. But Jason Bateman and his wife move into this new house, and after they move into this house, this man approaches them and is like, "Oh, hey, I went to school with your husband here." So he starts hanging around, and Jason Bateman doesn't like that very much. So they tell him to leave. He's like overly clingy and kind of creepy, and like from there it just kind of like turns into like a suspense flick. And it's a pretty good suspense flick. There's only one or two jump scares that kind of just had me rolling my eyes. Like there's a tape jump scare, and it was all a dream jump scare, but other than that, this is a very slow burn of a movie, and it's a very suspenseful and interesting film, because you don't really know where it's gonna go. There is gonna be spoilers in this video, so yeah, it's a good suspense flick. Go see it if you like the trailers and you like suspense films. If you like movies like Fatal Attraction or something like that. I don't know, it's really hard to pin down like What Lies Beneath. That's the closest thing I can kind of compare this to, except without the supernatural element. This is a really good movie though. I would highly suggest checking it out. It's worth your time and money. But Jason Bateman does a really good job in this movie of being serious. He's been in serious movies before, but he did a really good job of just playing like an asshole in this film. Like, he is basically like a dickish husband in this film. Whoever played the stalker guy, Gordo, props out to him. Like, I have never seen someone do creepy but also kind of mentally challenged at the same time since Tom Hardy in The Drop. Like, props to this guy. Like, he was really good in this movie. Other than that, I don't really know what else to say. It was a really good movie. There wasn't a lot I could complain about. The only thing I would complain about is the first 20 minutes of the movie, there's a lot of cuts. For some reason, like really unnecessary cuts. Like, they walk into an office, there's a cut. They're sitting there talking for 10 seconds, there's a cut. But the movie eventually dropped that, or I didn't notice it as much anymore. Other than that, some of the stuff that goes on the movie's not really clear if it's part of Gordo's thing or not, but that ties into it later, where this movie means to be very ambiguous with its ending and everything that goes on in it. And I like that. Like, full spoilers here. Towards the end of the movie, we find out about Jason Bateman, his character, and how he like bullied Gordo a lot in school, and like made people think that Gordo was gay, and got his life like fucked up. And we find this out about Jason Bateman like towards the end of the movie. The movie makes us kind of want to hate his character like more and more. Like, he wrecked Gordo's life in high school. He cheated another guy out of a job. Like, all these things. But then at the end, you find out that Gordo broke into the house and may or may not have raped Jason Bateman's wife. And he like, at the end of the movie, he's like, I could tell you that I didn't do this. I could, but you didn't do that for me. So it's just up to you to decide what I did or not. And, like, I like that. Like, it was a really suspenseful and dark ending for this film. Because, like, nothing really happens in this film. It's really good at making you feel uneasy, but not a lot happens. Like, most of the scenes are, like, of them talking about what they think Gordo did, or them thinking that he did something. There's very little actual scenes with Gordo in the middle half of the film. It's just them being paranoid about what he's doing. But then, like, at the end, what actually showed, he just did this one thing, everything else was just stuff that happened. Like, it was really good at that, being ambiguous. And I really enjoyed it because of that. Like, it didn't hit you over the head with the fact that this guy is evil. It didn't make you pick a side. Like, Jason Bateman's character was a dick. His wife didn't really deserve to get raped, but I think in Gordo's mind that kind of felt like he was giving her one last gift. Because he said this, a gift can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on the person who's receiving it. And that was basically like the end of the movie. Because she always had trouble conceiving with Jason Bateman's character. And so, like, I thought that, I liked that movie just for that. Like, that was it didn't make us choose a side. It was really dark and interesting. Like, one of the better endings I've seen in a film in a long time. So, final thoughts on the film. If you like suspense movies and stuff, go see it. This is a good film to see. It is worth checking out. And, trying to think. Trailers we got. For trailers, we didn't really get anything new. I got Black Mass again, Spectre, Black Mass, Spectre. Nothing new. The only, the only new trailer that I've seen, I checked this out myself, not at the movie theater, was Stonewall. I checked this out because of all the controversy surrounding this movie. And this is just my 2 cents on the argument for it. I think people should let the movie come to theaters, in all honesty. Let it have its shot. If it's a shitty movie, then don't fucking watch it. That's what I say. And for those people that, like, they whitewashed history, there were black trans people there and drag queens and all this stuff. Yeah, but that doesn't that doesn't go well on film. The reason why things are whitewashed in film, things are changed in film, is because what works. This movie's directed by the guy who did action blockbusters. I don't think it's gonna be that good. But you shouldn't really complain when a movie directed by a guy who does action is being historically inaccurate. It's like when Michael Bay did Pearl Harbor. That movie fucking sucked. No one watched it, and it wasn't that big of a deal. I understand that this gay rights issue and shit like that means a lot to people. I understand that. But it's a movie, it's an expression of art. If they want to be incorrect with it, let them be incorrect with it and stupid. There's going to be someone who tells it right eventually. It's going to be some indie movie. Because that's what indie movies are for. When people want their voices to be heard. Their individuality and ideas like that. The big blockbuster movies directed by Roland Emmerich is not going to be your Citizen X or 12 Years a Slave. It's just going to be a dumb popcorn film that people will want to go see to make them think that they are accepting of people. That's it. We shouldn't boycott the film. It's just a stupid movie. There's only one film in my entire life that I don't think needs to exist. Should it have been boycotted? Nah, it's just a stupid film and doesn't have to exist. But that's my opinion on Stonewall. If you like the video, if you like the review on The Guest, or The Gift, like, subscribe, comment. I'm just a little bit frazzled. The Gift was kind of a stupid name for this movie, though. Until the very end, anyway. Like, just mainly because there was another movie in 2001 directed by Sam Raimi called The Gift. The Gift is just such a generic title for, like, a movie. This should have been called, like, Where's Gordo, or What's Wrong with Gordo, or something, like. But anyway, like this video, comment on it, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time on Off the Top.